This call is now being recorded.
There we go. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen here. That's fine. You guys can't see my screen yet. So there we go. Let me know if y'all can see that.
Not yet.
Got it.
Yes.
You got it?
Yes.
Nice. All right, we're going to talk about don't major in the minors. Ms. Beth, you might be familiar with this training. I did something very similar to it way back when, in those old REIGC days when I was working with them. So let me go ahead and recap a lot of this. Do you remember, Ms. Beth, what I talked about when I first went over majoring in the minors? No, well, never mind. Hey, cool.
I don't.
I'll do it in there. We're gonna start fresh then. Okay, don't major in the minors. So the biggest thing you want to avoid is being a jack of all trades but master of none. And that's not to say you don't ever want to master anything, but do it in progressive steps, right? Like it does need to be that, again, we talked about that organic progression, that organic growth. Because in the beginning, when you're a solo operator and everything's just you and you have multiple hats on, you're going to have to be adaptable. You're going to have to be relatively good at multiple things, i.e., you might have to be that jack of all trade in the beginning, but focus on what is going to move the needle first. Like, it doesn't make, what I'm saying is it doesn't make sense to start mastering admin tasks instead of marketing. You see what I'm saying? So master marketing first, and then maybe do some, like, again, some admin, some whatever is next, right? Usually it's marketing, then it's qualifying, and then it's sales, which is closing people, and then it's moving the deals, and then it's kind of getting more into admin, which is like TC work and working with title companies and all that other fun stuff. Again, in the beginning, you are going to have to do it all, a majority of it, but you should get really good at one thing first, and then before you move on to the next thing, instead of trying to master everything at once, if that makes sense. Oh, Bruce Lee had that quote: "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." Right? So mastery creates that leverage for you. Second mistake a lot of people run into is they confuse or they conflate the two. They conflate being busy with being productive. And there's a huge difference. I mean, we talked about this, right? Small distinction, but really big difference, right? So if you're a generalist, meaning you're trying to do everything all at once, you're trying to, again, be that jack of all trades, you are going to have a quote unquote busy day, or you felt busy, but it was a lot of busy work. Again, we can talk about it. It's like admin tasks. It's like, oh, I just organized my inbox. Oh, man, whoa, I was busy. Okay, what is okay? Like, or I just tagged everybody in the CRM. It's all, again, it's low leverage activities. A lot of times that can just be delegated or automated, right? It's not going to move the needle. When I say move the needle, I'm talking about generating revenue, right? It's not going to drive results, not directly anyway, right? And so generalists, really low leverage. But then when you look at the specialists, right? And I have a breakdown on this too, but when you look at the specialist, it's focused execution. I'm going to focus on what are the 3 things I can do today that are going to drive the needle and that are going to give me the biggest result. What's going to give me the biggest bang for my time, right? What are the most valuable things I can be doing? Because you can think about it like this too. If a generalist, let's say, spends 10 hours out of their day on all these tasks that they want to feel busy with, but nothing really gets accomplished by the end of the day. The specialists who spent 4 hours out of the day instead of just the 10, who focus on 3 tasks, but those 3 tasks were following up with sellers, making offers, and calling buyers. They're at the end of the week, even though the specialists probably worked, right, less time than the generalist did, they got more done, right? Yeah, I know. It makes sense. It's okay. It makes sense. I know you're driving. It makes sense though. And so if you prioritize, if everything's a priority, then nothing is. It's the same idea as if you highlight everything on a page, If you highlight everything on the page, you really didn't highlight anything, right? And so you want to follow that 80-20 rule. I mean, 80-20 rule, it can apply to a lot of different things, but in this case, 80-20 rule, you want 80% of your time focus on those needle movers. Focus on what is going to drive the results, what's going to lead to revenue. What are those activities that I can do now that are going to have the biggest impact on my week or month or quarter or year, right? And then the other, to anything that falls outside of that, that doesn't mean it's not important. It doesn't mean that it doesn't get done, but you want to just spend the least amount of time on those because again, they can be automated, they can be delegated, they can something else can. They're not needle movers that you should be focusing on, right? And so 20% of your time should go to that, towards that. You already know Parkinson's law, right?
Tell me.
Oh, Miss Ann, what's Parkinson's law? No, okay, that's fine. Parkinson's law is basically it's the idea that states if you allow your schedule, if you allow a task to fill it, how do I say it? I'm paraphrasing here. I don't have it in front of me, but basically it's your tasks will fill in the time that you allot for them. So for example, if you have a project that realistically it should only take maybe 2 days, but you give yourself a week to do it, that project is going to take you a week. Like, because in your mind, you're subconsciously, you're making decisions, either you procrastinate on it or you want to focus a little bit more on something in particular about it. It's going to take up all the time, even though it really should just, but here's the cool thing with Parkinson's law. If you only allow yourself that same project, if you only allow yourself those 2 days, you'll get it done in those 2 days. It's not like it was a 1 week project that you were trying to get done in 2 days. It was a 2-day project that you gave yourself a week to do. And so in that case, it is going to take you a week to do it. So again, 80-20. So the way that applies and why I even brought it up is you want to be focusing the majority of your day, give yourself 4 hours. If all you have in your day is 4 hours, use that because we know that your task is going to take up that full 4 hours. Let it only be focused on the needle movers, not on everything else, not on the 20% that's not going to move the needle. And so again, consistent discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. The biggest key word there is consistent discipline. You can have discipline for a day, maybe a few days, whatever. But again, it needs to be day in, day out. Over time, your activity is going to compound into those results. Anything on that? Any questions on that?
Nope.
Cool. I didn't think so, but you know, I always like to ask. All right, so let's talk about it. The majors and the minors. So when we look at major tasks, these are the tasks that directly get contracts signed, sell properties to other buyers, or they build the core infrastructure for your business, right? So it's one of those things where if you stop doing any of these, the revenue is going to stop. Maybe not immediately, but it is going to stop because you're not doing the things that lead to revenue. So some of the examples I have here are negotiating with sellers, walking properties with your buyers, getting price reductions with your sellers, training your sales team, or even hiring the key people that you need on your team. That is a major task. Like that, you can't always delegate that one or automate that one. It is something that you do need to focus on, and it does have, whether you can call it direct, and it does have that impact on the money that you're going to generate. When we look at the minor tasks, right? Minor tasks are literally the opposite of that. Again, it's not to say they're not important, but they're just the things that kind of keep your business clean, organized, but they don't generate revenue. They might be important for the structure, it might be important for just organization as a whole, but they're repetitive, and again, they can be automated, outsourced, delegated, and just completely off your plate. Or if you're, again, solo operator, you do need to do it, okay, maybe only let it allow 20% of your time if you are gonna focus on those tasks. And so that's like tagging your CRM, tagging leads in your CRM, uploading photos, building your website, unsubscribing to spam emails, or organizing your inbox, or formatting lists. All those little tedious administrative things that really aren't going to get you more money. And then when we talk about majoring in the minors as well, it doesn't just need to be about tasks themselves. You can major in the minors on anything, including exit strategies as well. And so this I did this training with you, Ms. Beth. So I used to always tell people, and I love telling them about it. Our story when it came to shiny object syndrome, we did a little bit of everything. Fortunately, we were one and done on a lot of those things. But again, learning it, applying it, trying to focus on it to get it done took up a lot of time. Like we did multifamily syndication, we did subject to, we did fix and flip, right? We've got rental properties now. Like it does take a lot of time and they all work, right? Like any exit strategy is going to work as long as you actually work that exit strategy. And so now the question just becomes, what do you want to focus on? Ultimately, we focused on wholesale innovation because it was quicker money than like fix and flip or even long-term like rentals. So we said, okay, instead of trying to be a jack of all trades and do it all, i.e., we're going to do subject to, we're going to do owner finance, we're going to do apartment syndication, and we're going to do fix and flip and wholesale innovation, which we did try to do. It doesn't work that way. It really doesn't, right? Because none of it's going to get done effectively. And so again, that's why we chose wholesale innovation. But again, majoring in the minors, if your focused exit strategy, if your major exit strategy is wholesale innovation, but you're trying to get as many subject to properties as you can right now, that's you majoring in the minors, right? Because that's a minor strategy. Again, if you want to focus on it, sure, but focus on it for real. Like, again, if you have too many eggs in different baskets, not all of them it's just not going to be worked effectively. We know this. Okay? So avoid shiny object syndrome, master 1 to 2 investment strategies first, and then once you have it mastered, then you can move on to something else. Okay, cool. We fully understand wholesale innovation. Now let's focus on fix and flip, right? Or we fully understand fix and flip. Now let's focus on long-term rentals or whatever. Again, master one thing before moving on to the next. And honestly, I think that's all I got. Yes, that's it. Ugh. Just a quick one. All right, questions. What do we got?
I don't have any questions.
Pretty straightforward, right?
It is.
Yeah. I thought as much.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a fun one. Gonna make a good recording anyway. Again, it's really minor concept. It's not so I can again expand on it for this hour if I wanted to, right? But I don't think so. I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, I mean, really, that's all I got. That's all I got for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording here. Boom. And boom.